Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. We are small, but we're having a lot of fun here. Today I'm going to be doing a Draw This in Your Style challenge. The original picture is by Shattering Crystal World on Instagram. I will leave a link in the description to her because you should follow her because she's amazing. She allowed me to do this for the video, so big shout out to her. She's great. Anyway, so I figured out that I hadn't really sketched out or shown like the sketching process before. So today you're going to see me starting the sketching out of this girl. I don't remember her name. She has a name. She's like this night fairy, like water fairy nymph kind of thing. And she was really fun to draw. The first sketching out process, I normally have to go find out a pose, and then I change poses all the time, so Pinterest is very useful for that. And as you can tell, I also skipped the inking process, but I put in, I inked it with a blue micron pen. Not a black one because I wanted softer lines to make it look more realistic, even though my style isn't very realistic, but I like doing that. Anyway, now I'm using watercolor and alcohol markers to blend together the waterfall skirt, and then purple and blue watercolor to add the feathering in the part where the skirt opens up. Like, the description of the girl was kind of like shadows and stuff for the middle part. And now I'm doing with alcohol markers, which I use Ohuhu markers, to make an ombre purple to gray kind of color, which I honestly love these colors together. This whole color palette was very, very beautiful to me. They're most of my favorite colors together. And now I'm just adding some more depth to make the hair look a little bit more 3D. And she has some like swirly tattoo patterns that remind me of like shadows that bend on her skin. And now we're doing the blue bodice at the top. This part really reminded me, like the whole thing reminds me of kind of like a galaxy kind of coloring, like very bluish, green, purple, a little bit like darker grays and blacks and stuff. And now I'm adding shading into her skin with the marker Cool Gray 2 and using Cool Gray 0.5 to make her actual skin color. And now I'm actually adding texture to the sash with an almost dead marker, which is one of my favorite things to do, is to, if I want something to have more texture, I use a dead-ish marker. It's close to dead but not quite. And now I'm adding just a watercolor base to the circle around her while I take, this is probably one of my favorite methods to paint backgrounds, is to take acrylic paint but treat it like a watercolor. And I know I didn't tape it down for this. That's because I wanted to get as close to the edge as possible because I drew her dress really big, like really close to the edge of the paper. So that's why I didn't tape it down. My favorite method is to take black acrylic paints, like the cheap dollar store ones, and treat it like a watercolor. So I add more water than I would if I was trying to use it as an acrylic. Because watercolor isn't as pigmented as acrylic, so it's not as dark as I like it. Because I like to use darker colors instead of the pastel ones. It's just a preference. And I'm taking a light blue paint and filling in the circle again because some of the black paint spilled over and bled into it. Now I'm adding some like sparkles and highlights because this girl was very sparkly. I did some sparkles in her hair and on her bodice and in her skirt, just to add a little bit more like three-dimensional kind of texture to it. And I tried to add a white outline with my gel pen, but I couldn't do it because it was still kind of damp, and I really am not a patient person. So I went in with white acrylic paint on top of a pencil. It's not a chosen method that I would suggest to use, but I didn't have a paintbrush near me at the moment other than my watercolor one, which was not, I wasn't going to use an acrylic paint. So just adding a white outline because I found out she kind of bled into the background a little bit, especially in her head area. So I wanted her to really pop from the page. So if you guys want me to do a part 2 to this, where I create my own Draw This in Your Style for you guys to do, I have created a couple of them, but they're not that great. So if you want me to do another one for a video, let me know in the comments. Or if you want me to draw one of yours in a video, leave a link to a picture in the comments and I will be sure to check it out. I may not turn it into video, but it will be in the video. Like at the end here, you'll see the other Draw This in Your Styles that I've done before. This is what her original one was, with my final piece of this. Next, this is at LizbyDraw on Instagram. I will leave a link of hers in the description. On the right is going to be my side, on the left is going to be the other artist. So these are just a couple of them that I have done before a long time ago. A lot of them, it was just really fun to do the different styles, which some of their styles kind of bled into what I would draw too. Like, as you can see, like the eyebrows and stuff kind of change depending on what kind of person I'm copying, like doing the Draw This in Your Style. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you want to have a part 2 to this video, make sure to leave a like on here, and thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.